About 4 years ago, yeah, what's going on, Charlie? We're just getting started here. About 4 years ago, my business partner Avi Kleiman and I, and his brother Yar, we went on a ski touring trip to this mountain called Birkenhead. It's about 20k northeast of Pemberton, BC. And it's a really big mountain, standalone mountain, one of the biggest in the area. But I'd been up in there in the summer twice before doing that, and I suggested to the guys it was going to be a good zone to ski. So we drove out there from Vancouver, drove through past Pemberton, got onto the logging road to start our hike where we'd be touring up. And it's a logging road that goes pretty much all the way right to the top of the mountain. So it's a relatively easy tour up in terms of navigating, but it's a pretty steady climb, and it had snowed quite a bit. And this was before Avi and Yaren had split boards, so they were snowshoeing, and I was in my skis touring up with my skins, trying to break a trail, but it's just way different when you're on skins. You don't sink as much, and so those guys had a way harder time than me getting up. But yeah, it was a good slog. Probably took us 5 hours to get up, I think. And anyways, we get up there, and it's fucking blowing steady. Storms coming in. We looked at the forecast previously, obviously, which is a really good thing to do. And it was saying it was going to be relatively clear skies. But yeah, as we got up there, as it happens, the mountains conditions can change really quick. And anyways, it started storming. So we set up our tents for the night, and kind of hunkered down. Big snowfall that night. Went out the next morning to just kind of check out the area and see what kind of zones we could hit. We did some snow pit tests, and was checking what was reacting, what kind of slopes. Damn, what's going on? Yeah, we were just checking out what was good to ski, and it was pretty reactive. We weren't getting results, so we'd like to ski some of the bigger lines we went out there for. So we decided to stay in this bowl pretty close to camp and just do some tree skiing, keep it relatively safe, you know. And so we were just like slightly disappointed that we weren't going to be able to ski some of the bigger couloirs we had eyed out previously on this trip, but it happens. It happens often that you don't get to ski your number one objective. So we had a couple good days back there skiing. Some really nice tree runs, some like kind of open bowls. And it kept on snowing kind of throughout this process, which is it's never the best thing for avalanche conditions when that's happening. So we continued to keep it safe the next day, and on our last day out, our original plan was to go back down the logging road we came up. That was our original exit plan. But on the way up, as we were touring up at the start of the trip up the logging road, about halfway up the logging road, we ran into this guy skiing some trees off to the side of the logging road, and we chatted with him for a bit. And he was just out there telling us, yeah, he had some really good laps, and the trees looked incredible there. They were like all open and wide and looked like some really nice runs. And we were like, okay, thanks, man. Thanks for the beta. And in the back of our minds, we were thinking, oh, maybe we'll try and link that run in on our way back down. I think we know how to do it. Like, I think we can go off from the top of this ridge and kind of fade right, and we'll end up on the logging road. We looked at it on the map for a minute, and decided we'd give it a go. So So we were at the top of the mountain, decided to bail on our original exit plan, which in hindsight is an absolutely horrible idea. It was a big lesson to learn. And yeah, so we started off down towards what we thought the run that guy pointed us to. And we had a wicked run. It was just like this open valley, kind of just stacked with pillows and spines. And we were ripping. And we'd stop maybe 500 meters down. We'd check our map. We'd be like, okay, I think we can go a little farther down this way. I think we can ride this out a little bit more, and then cut over right back towards the logging road. And so we kept on going, and the run was just so good. We got caught up in the run because it was just like one of the best runs of our lives. And anyways, we're in this like pretty deep valley, and we're like, okay, like let's take this down. It should level out, and it should get a little flatter, so where we can kind of hike out horizontally sideways back towards the logging road. Anyways, we ended up going far down, getting to this point in the trail where it pretty much waterfalled out. It cliffed out on us, and the walls on either side of us weren't getting any less steep. They were just getting steeper. And so took a look at our map, our GPS on our phone, and we were basically at the same elevation as where we parked our car, but we were like, I think 10 to 15K away from it, but at the same elevation. And so right then and there, we were left with a pretty tough call. We were like, well, do we ride this creek out down to the bottom, and hopefully it terminates, down at the road, and it may or may not be rideable. And at this point in the journey, it was like in the afternoon on the day we were supposed to be coming out. So we'd told our family and our close friends we'd be out this day by the late afternoon. And by this point, when we were making the decision whether to keep going or hike sideways back to our car, it was about 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and we were supposed to be out that night at 5 or 6. And so we realized, yeah, we're probably going to be late. We're probably going to be pretty late. But this was before we had any kind of device, any kind of GPS satellite device to let our family and friends know that we were okay, but we were just going to be late, that it was going to be a long time till we were out. And so anyways, we made the tough call. We decided it was probably way too dangerous to keep going down. We didn't know what was down there. It was waterfalls, cliffs. It could have been a shitstorm going down that way. So we decided to pack up our skis onto our backpacks and start this really, really long journey sideways across the mountain. And yeah, so we started up this creek, just insanely steep, about like fucking 45-degree hike. And we started going. We got up to one, and then it would just boom, drop off into another creek. And then we'd go down that one, and then we go back up another one, and boom, boom. And this happened probably like, yeah, shout out to the InReach. I know, this is big time. Yeah, this story is leading to why I got this device. And anyways, as it happens, when you start skiing down, like one ridge at the top of a mountain can terminate into like 10, 15, 20, it branches off. So that's what happened to us. We started on this one ridge and ended up going left, and by the time we got to the bottom there, it had turned into like this series of massive creeks to cross. And so we just kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, not gaining much ground at all. And yeah, we knew we were in for a serious one. We took a look at the map and we saw all these creeks ahead of us, and yeah, we recognized we were in for a really, really serious hike back, and that we were probably going to be staying overnight. So anyways, it was just, we all knew what had to be done. We looked at each other and we just kept hiking, and we straight hiked for 13 hours from 12 till 3 a.m. at night, trying our best to make it back to our car, make it back home. But yeah, during those 13 hours, I don't think we even fucking said a word to each other because there was nothing to be said. We knew we just had what had to be done. And so we kept going and ended up be basically exhausted by like 3 in the morning. We were like, okay, we're not going to get back. Like we still probably got 6-7 hours of hiking ahead of us. We're going to have to set up an emergency camp. And so we set up a tent on the side of the hill. And yeah, had a really uncomfortable sleep that night. Maybe got 2-3 hours of sleep. You know, we were fine though. We were just tired. We had water and snacks and things. But yeah, we were more just worried that our family and our friends were going to be worried about us, and there wasn't anything we could do about it, unfortunately. We had no way of letting them know because our cell phones were out of service, obviously. And anyways, so we wake up early morning, like 5 in the morning, and start going again. 5-6 in the morning, start going again. And at about 9 a.m., and at this point, we're probably like 4 hours from getting to our car. We start hearing this helicopter, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. That's definitely search and rescue. And so we hear this helicopter. It makes some passes by us, but we're deep in the trees. There's no way they can see us. And yeah, they start hovering pretty close to us, and eventually we get in contact with them. We're like, hey, and they see us. I think like we think they see us, but we're trying to tell them, yo, we're all right. Like we're all right. We don't need help. Like we know where we're going. We know the route back to our car. We just fucked up. But there's obviously no way of telling these guys that. And so eventually, maybe an hour longer of hiking. It was the Pemberton Search and Rescue, which are complete beauties. Anyways, they dropped, what's up, Lucy? Anyways, so the search and rescue eventually ended up dropping a couple guys from the heli into the forest. We met them about an hour. They came in, they found us, and we met up with the guys. And we were like, hey, then, they come up to us. They're just like, hey, is like anyone heard? Is everything okay? And we're just like, yeah, no, man, like we're all good. We just made a stupid mistake. Like, sorry to bring you guys out here. I wish we could have done something about this. I wish you guys didn't have to deal with us right now. But they were very nice about it. They were like, you know what, this is better to show up and see some healthy lads. Usually in these situations we're rescuing some pretty heavily injured people, or pulling dead bodies off the mountain. So yeah, they were pretty kind about it, and they actually just helped walk us back to our car. They helped us find a faster route back, because there was no point of being heli lifted out. At this point, we were like a 2-hour hike from our car. So, hey Kendra, and yeah, Pemberton Search and Rescue is 250 calls per year. Damn, I didn't know that stat. Thanks for that, Dan. Yeah, so absolute beauties. They were really great about it. They helped us walk right back to our cars, and yeah, at the end of the day, Abby, me, and Yaron were just left feeling like dumbasses. You never want search and rescue called on you. It's not a good look at all, and you don't want to, especially in situations like that where you're not injured and you don't really need their help, because you never know, there could be someone out there on another mountain that's really badly injured and needs to be airlifted out. Those resources can be going somewhere else, being put to better use. But yeah, so it was a really good lesson to learn got back to the car. Obviously, our families and friends were tripping at us. We're glad we were alive, but yeah, they were just mad at us. We made stupid calls. And so the big lesson that we learned from that is always stick to your exit plan. Always stick to your exit plan. Because things can go wrong quick up there. And, we were lucky. None of us were injured or anything like that. And we were all fit. We were all able to do that hike. I really don't know too many people that would have been able to sarge for 13 hours straight. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so it was a really good lesson to learn, and so that it ended up leading me to get one of these things. The search and rescue guys turned me on to it, and this is called the Garmin InReach. And it's really an essential piece of gear to own if you're a serious backcountry enthusiast and you're getting outdoors a lot and you're going out of bounds into the backcountry a lot, and basically you're always at a cell service. This thing's incredible. So it connects to global Iridium satellites all over the globe. You get 24/7 connection, and you can hook your phone up to it, Bluetooth it, and you can text back and forth with people through this device. Two-way texting. You can share your location. You can track your route, and it has maps on it with trails. And it's got interactive SOS, and you can preset messages on this thing, so you can send them out quick. So I got you get 3 preset messages on this thing, and the 3 I have are leaving from here, which is a good one to send out where you started, right? Your location where you started. That's a good one to send out to your family and your friends, whoever you're sharing your information with. And then there's one that I have just checking in, having a good time. You can change your exit plan with it. yeah. Keep it simple for this though, Dan. And then the third one I have, literally because of that trip, is I'm okay coming out a day late. So that's a pretty good one to have on here, in my opinion, because that can happen sometimes where you're all right, but it's just going to be a little longer getting out. Whether it be you're stuck in a storm or you did a stupid thing like I did and you took an alternate route that led you being put on a pretty weird place in the mountain. So yeah, this thing is really incredible. I'd highly suggest it. It's just bulletproof too. Like, you can just drop this thing on rocks, and I've done that. And yeah, it's got nice clips to hook on to your bag, your jacket, carabiner to link to it, and it's insanely waterproof. And the charge lasts for like an entire year. I think I charged this thing once last year, and I bring it out on every trip I head out on, so I probably had it out like 10-15 times. Yeah, I just can't say enough about this device, and they make a mini now too with all the same functions. It's just smaller. So I think the only reason to get a big one like this is if you're using this as your primary GPS device and you want a bigger screen to look at. 150 hours, I think. That sounds about right, man. I'm always surprised. It just never loses battery. Yeah. So that's it. Oh, and it's obviously, yeah, it's got the SOS feature, so you can, if you're really in a tight situation and you're injured, or yeah, you'd only want to call SOS if you're really injured, and you and your friends can't get the injured person out by yourself. That's when the only time you'd want to call us SOS, if it's like life-threatening. Price, you can use your phone with the Topo app as well. Yeah, you can also do that. You're right, Dan. So you can, yeah, you can Bluetooth your phone and have the Topo maps on that. I like Canada Maps or Fat Trail, or I I think AllTrail's another one. But yeah, the app you use to connect with this is the Garmin EarthMate app. You can find that on the App Store and the Android store. The price, I'm not sure the price of these now. I got this a while ago. I think it's around like the 300 range. I'm pretty sure. The InReach, the Mini, might be a little bit more. And yeah, it's just such a great feature. And yeah, this is the SOS device if you ever need to call search and rescue. $270. Yeah, the subscription plans are sweet. I think it's like, yeah, $12 for the basic one. Although I got it here. Yeah, if you sign up annually, it's $12 for the basic one, which gives you basically all of the features and 10 custom text messages, which is pretty fine, honestly, because you can change your preset messages to whatever you want. You get unlimited preset messages, and you got 3 presets. And then then there's a recreational plan where you get 40 custom text messages, and then the expedition package, which is unlimited. And another cool thing too, you can get up-to-date weather on these things, which is really sweet. You need to pay a little extra for that, but if you're going out on an extended mission, say maybe more than like 4 days, like you probably want to get some updated weather, because I really only trust weather maybe like 2 days in advance or something like that. So going out on weekend trips, you can check the weather before, and then do your own analyses. But yeah, it's a pretty handy thing to have if you're going on a longer expedition, say a week or 2 weeks or something.